Hi, my name is Susan and welcome to Sketchbook Stories. In this series, I'm going to open up the pages of my own sketchbooks to show you exactly what's inside. The good, the bad, and the messy. I will explain the story behind each sketch and describe exactly how it was created. Let's get stuck in. Hi everybody and a huge welcome. Today I'm going to open the pages of this big watercolour sketchbook to show you this page here. Now this page here was a page that I created to illustrate one of the pages in my book, Sketchbook Challenge. And this is a prompt-based book, so there are different sketching prompts and then the idea is you create a sketch based upon that prompt. And the prompt was water. And so I was thinking of all different ways that I could experiment with creating a sketch based upon water. And watercolour paint came to mind and I wanted to do glass receptacles with water in it using watercolour. So let me tell you how I created this, because then you can have a little play yourself. It is super fun. I've had another go here, but I'm just going to continue doing another sketch just to show you. Now, the first thing that you do is you need to draw some kind of glass receptacle that you can do from your imagination or draw from real life. So let me just draw, let's pop one here, shall we? I'll do a really simple cup-shaped, almost like a beaker, a glass tumbler, that kind of thing. We could also do maybe a little bowl, anything like that. So the first stage of this process is to draw a number of different shaped cups, glasses, that are going to be the receptacle for the water. It's a super fun way of creating here. Now the next stage that we do is we just pop water onto the page, and this is watercolour paper, so it's thick paper that is designed for using with wet media. So I would highly recommend using paper that is designed for this type of medium watercolour. And then what I do is really simply grab my watercolour paints. I use the Winsor & Newton Professional range, and just grab a colour. I quite like blue because it's kind of watery, and you just start to add in your pigment or your colour onto the water, and what happens is it bleeds and it blooms. So I would say add your colour in. At times you might want a little bit more water, and then as it dries the colour expands and does this beautiful blooming effect here. So sometimes what's quite nice to do is maybe grab a second colour. Let's try that one there. Oh yeah, that's a lovely colour. And this takes a little bit of time to bleed out, so I'm going to stop there. And time will just aid that watercolour to bloom. And it's just a really super simple, fun way of working with watercolours. What's that taken me? A minute, 2 minutes? It's a great fun experiment. And doing this, you just begin to understand how your watercolours work, and what you think sometimes is going to create this beautiful effect. Sometimes you put too much pigment in, so you really do need to sort of put it in and leave it and see what happens. Sometimes you get these big white areas, other times it fills up completely, and this is what is super fun. And if you're sort of watching it, one thing that can happen is if your page is sort of slightly wonky, if that makes sense, or bowed, the pigment kind of pools in one particular corner. But it's a super fun technique. So it's a really simple technique. Draw a pencil outline, colour in an area with just pure water with nothing in it, and then drop in areas of pigment and watch it as it bleeds and blooms. And you can just see again, this is where it's been scanned in for the book. You can just sort of see how that works. Some really fabulous and interesting shapes. So that's the story behind this sketchbook page. It was a response to this prompt here because I had to do sketches for every single one of the 100 prompts in the book as demonstrations and as suggestions. So that is why this sketchbook page came about. And I did a couple of them to experiment, but I really enjoyed the blues, and that's what got scanned in and popped into the book. So that's the story behind this sketchbook page. I hope this is interesting for you, and I hope you also have a go with this as well. It's a really fun exercise to try. I will speak to you again soon.